I finished Fault in Our Stars by John Green, and let me tell you, that was not a fun book. It was good, but not fun. Like I said in my previous video, I'm not a fan of first person. I just don't like it. I really don't know why. My writing style, personally, is third person narrative. I hardly ever write first person. I don't like it. But John Green really pulled it off. I haven't read any other of his books besides this one. I'm trying to convince my dad to buy me the box set so that I can have them all and read them. Let's see. What I didn't like about this book. I don't really know. I think I would have to read it again to find something that I did or did not like. I haven't been this emotionally involved in a book since like last year, because I've been reading Game of Thrones, and it takes me forever for some bizarre reason to read one of them. I started the first one, I think, at the end of October of last year, but then I had to stop because in November it was Tech Week and NaNoWriMo, which I will talk about in a whole nother video, because that's what I plan on doing in November, is a video diaries of my NaNoWriMo. So, anyways, Hazel is a great character, you know. Some authors do a really bad job of doing female characters if the writers aren't female. You know, she wasn't too complainy. She wasn't a Mary Sue, you know. She was like, I'm dying, I'm a grenade, big deal. Her parents annoyed me a little bit because they were all hovery and whatnot, and they got really offended, and sometimes I'd just be like, why? Why? I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm not a parent and I don't understand. But yeah, Augustus is like the perfect gentleman. I knew at the beginning that one of them died because this book came out, I think, in January of this year, and I had the entire book unspoiled, which I am grateful for. All I knew from what Tumblr told me was that it was sad, and that was about it. But being from the internet, that could be an array of things. So I knew one of them was going to die. I didn't quite know which one, and usually when I read a book, I always read the last page. I don't know why. This book I did not, so I had no idea what was coming. So there's that. So I wasn't quite sure if he was going to like end the book and then like have her die and then do a, you know, kind of third person epilogue type thing, or in the view of Augustus, or Augustus was going to die, and that was the one I was leaning towards as I continued reading the book. But the way he did it was just so heartbreaking, because you knew he was like, it wasn't this big sad thing. It was like, oh yeah, now he's dead, and you're like, wait, what? Hold up, what? But like, especially after they come back from Amsterdam, it's very like shortcut. Like the whole book, it's very, you know, detailed and thought out. And I don't know if John Green did that on purpose, because, you know, it would, instead of going like chronologically like it did throughout the book, it was just like, here's this, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened, and then he died, and then there were like 2 or 3 chapters after his death where they talked about Isaac and Hazel and the writer guy that I didn't really like. He kind of, I don't know what he reminded me of, I just didn't like him. Actually, when I was reading it and they first talked to him, and he said, the writer Van something or other said that he didn't have, you know, endings for any of his characters. I was like, wait, hold on. Because as a writer, I always have complete backstories for all of my characters. Major ones, at least. And so, you know, J.K. Rowling did too, because when the 7th book came out, she had that questionnaire thing, and, you know, they're like, oh, well, what happened to them after the book? And she told them. So I was like, wait, what? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And then later on he explained, you know, it's still a work in process. And I was like, ah, I see what you did there, John Green. I see what you did there. Actually, after reading this book, I was like, crap, I suck at writing. But my writing style is a little bit different than his. Like I said, it's third person narrative. So it's a bit different. I'm actually doing NaNoWriMo again this year, and I actually hope to plan on actually sending it to a publisher. So yeah, Fault in Our Stars, it's very good. Considering I've never read anything else by John Green before, I thoroughly enjoyed it. One thing about Augustus was that you know, what a lot of writers do is they make their character like totally flawless. Especially the boys that girls like. But I did notice some flaws with Augustus. Like, I'd be sitting there and I'm like, oh my god, he's such a dude. Like, you know, he's a gentleman, but he was also like a guy. And especially towards the end. One thing that really bugged me were the kids. Like, the sisters of Gus, like, their kids. I was like, I want to slap them on the face. I get that they're little kids, but still, I didn't like it. I also didn't like any of the parents in this novel. They were all very, I don't know what it was about the parents, but I just didn't like them. I don't know if they were too, like, hovery or whatnot. I guess that's a thing when you're, because I've been blessed that I have a great immune system, so, you know, I don't get sick that often, and my parents aren't really hovery, so I don't really understand, I guess. Again, John Green said in a video that he had to be a parent to write this book. I'm not a parent, so I don't know what it would be like if I had a kid that had cancer. So, yeah. It was sad. That was about it. I was sitting there, I was actually sitting on my bed with the book on my face going, I don't want to read this book anymore. And yet I continued to read it. And that, I think, is a good sign of a great writer. So, go read Fault in Our Stars by John Green. You won't regret it.